at this point, at 7'5", is Wemby the scariest player in the NBA, Caroline?
He's got to be up there. I mean, scary in that he resembles a sleep paralysis demon more than any other player in the NBA. Scary that he is literally.
I'm looking at the picture. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the picture. I mean, my God, look.
Like that's like that is a professional basketball player right there, and he looks like how a child looks next to me, like a toddler looks next to me. Hey, just Wemby's nippies high. Like that's how tall you are. And I mean, he's also like darn near close to impossible to defend. I will say though, I still think the scariest player in the NBA is Ant. Like, because Anthony Edwards, I think if I had to pick one player in the NBA who could make me cry, it's probably Anthony Edwards. So just the trash talking and just the level of play. Anthony Edwards, I think, is the scariest player in the NBA, but that man right there, like those limbs, that height, like that's also pretty terrifying.
I think it also depends on how we define scary, because like if we're talking about scary, the explosiveness and the size and the strength of somebody like Giannis stands out to me. But the reason I would say, yeah, I'll go for he's the scariest is because how do you defend him, especially if they can find a way to pack any muscle on him? And you see in that picture, they're starting to do some of that. But at growing 2 inches, it makes him 7'5". I think one of the big concerns we all have for Wemby is that what's that going to mean for injury? What's that going to mean for body structure? If he can have any width put on to that size, man, there's just a part of this. How do you defend him? Because he will force you to step out. Like, he will force you to get out of your comfort zone. And with the amount of size that he has, you're never going to block him. You're never going to be able to actually step and stop him. So I feel like there is an element of understanding the other portion of this. He's 21, right? Like, he is young. There are college basketball players that are older than Victor Wembanyama right now. So he's got plenty of time to keep growing into that body. I think he is on track to become the scariest player in the NBA. And right now, matchup-wise, might be absolutely right in that list. Let's go to another team in Texas and take a look at the Rockets. We were just talking to Tom Haberstroh about trade scenarios that could lead to Giannis getting to the Rockets. Can Durant carry this team to the NBA Finals? What say you, Caroline Fenton?
I can't go that far for a couple of reasons. I mean, the West is stacked. Like, I don't think the addition of Kevin Durant all of a sudden makes the Rockets better than OKC, or it doesn't. I don't think that he makes this team all of a sudden better than Denver. I am also, so it's the fact that it's a very stacked and deep West. It's also the fact that I don't know how confident I feel in this KD Houston fit. Like, if it's successful, that won't surprise me, but I am a little bit skeptical. On paper, KD fits what Houston needed. Houston needed more offense. Houston needed better shooting. And who to better plug in when you need more offense and better shooting than Kevin Durant? But also, I mean, Kevin Durant was scoring just shy of 30 points a game last year in Phoenix, and Phoenix still missed the postseason. Kevin Durant doesn't seem to be happy really anywhere he goes. So if the Rockets don't see immediate success, and look, they've got a young core around Kevin Durant. If they don't see success, if that doesn't equal wins, at least early in the season, when is the point where Kevin Durant gets upset? When is the point when Kevin Durant starts to, boo-hoo, whine, and cry? We've seen it in the past. Who's to say we won't see it again? I would like to see everything this young core and KD fit in Houston. Obviously, with Fred VanVleet out for the season, that hurts your team. I want to see it all work. I want to see all these pieces come together. But pardon me if I'm a little bit skeptical in Kevin Durant and these pieces fitting together enough to make a run in the postseason, but I just can't put my money on them finding themselves in the finals.
Yeah, I don't want to see this go. Like, look, I'm with you that there is part of this that says, okay, great. But how many times do we have this conversation with KD? Every time KD goes anywhere, it's how many rings can KD win with this team? And the answer has been none the last couple of stops, right? And so at some point, I look at all of this Kevin Durant conversation and say, what is it going to take for the entire NBA world to step back and give Oklahoma City the props that they deserve? Because if we're saying, can they go to the NBA Finals, what we're really asking is, are the Rockets now better than OKC because they acquired Kevin Durant? And the answer to me to that is quite simply no. Like, what we just see in the NBA Finals, just a couple of months ago in the NBA Finals, we got a lesson from everybody about how you win, how you build a championship team right now in the current NBA. And it's not just star-based. It's depth-based. It's having a bunch of guys that can come in and just grind you down night after night after night. It's having a bunch of youth that can come in and play valuable minutes and get points absolutely everywhere. So, yes, is KD one of the best players in the world? Yeah, I think so. And is KD one of the best players of his generation? Yes, I think so. Are the Rockets going to be very good? Yes, I think so. But we also need to just acknowledge that nothing has happened this summer that has made Oklahoma City worse. The best team in the West is the best team in the NBA, and the best team in the NBA is OKC. So I don't see the Rockets going to the finals because, frankly, all KD does is make them one of the really good teams in the West. I don't think it necessarily makes them better than Denver. I don't think it makes them better than OKC. I'm not sure what it means for the rest of the West.
Are they better than Minnesota today? Do we feel confident in Houston being better than Minnesota?
No. I mean,
I don't know if I can go there.
That's the toughest part about KD is not the one thing that solves every problem. And also, I remind everybody that making your team better doesn't make other teams worse. And that's part of what we have to remember in the West. What about Cooper Flagg? We'll get one more Texas two-step in here. Cooper Flagg coming in for the Dallas Mavericks. Do you believe that he will do the unthinkable and be an all-star in his rookie season?
Ooh. Do I think he can? Yes. Cooper Flagg has that ability. It's just really hard to be an all-star when you're a rookie. It doesn't happen very frequently. In fact, it hasn't happened since Blake Griffin was a rookie. And we've had some pretty good rookies since Blake Griffin was a rookie. So just based off of, history, what recent history has told us, I'm going to lean no that Cooper Flagg will not be an all-star this year.
I think you're right, but I also want to take the other side of this because I want to have nice things, damn it. Cooper Flagg.
We deserve nice things.
I think it's crazy that we haven't had a rookie in All-Star since 2010. And then you think about exactly who Cooper Flagg is and exactly what makes Cooper Flagg Cooper Flagg. Now, it is interesting to me, and I wonder if one of the things that could help him in the league from day one is that he's a little bit more balanced when it comes to his skill set than some of the guys that come in. Like, we fall in love with points. You and I talk about offense all the time, no matter what the sport is. But if you look at the comps, and I love how many people out of college kept saying he's very similar to Scottie Pippen. And I think that in some ways is because he's got a huge wingspan. We understand that. He's really aggressive around the rim. We understand that. He can do a lot of different things. So I think because he could, if he has the rookie season we think he could have, he could put himself in defensive mindsets. He could put himself in offensive mindsets. Like, we will be giving him a lot of credit for his game in several different ways. And because of that, I just wonder if it's a little bit of like a Voltron effect. Like, maybe his offense isn't what would usually get you the All-Star. Maybe his defense isn't what would usually get you the All-Star, but you put those together and you have an All-Star performance.